Okay, so let's reframe something now, okay? Because this is a spot where a lot of us get tripped up. When we hear nervous system regulation, we often think it means feeling calm all the time, like all peaceful and zen and grounded. But regulation is not about always being calm. That would actually be kind of weird. If somebody was like never, ever, ever activated, that would probably be more like shut down. But, anyways, I digress. Regulation is not about calm all the time, it's about having capacity. It's about being able to stay with yourself, with your experience as it's happening, even when things get activated or messy or intense. Okay? So here's what I mean. A regulated nervous system isn't a system that never gets stressed. It's a system that can get stressed and knows how to come back. You can move through an activating or triggering moment or situation or person and not get stuck there, not let it take control of you and control of your thoughts and your behaviors. Yeah, that's one of the biggest gems of this work. I find that especially in relationships is the ability to stay grounded when somebody is for sure, like if you have family, right? For sure pushing one of your trigger points. That's a gem of this work. Okay, anyways. So yeah, we're not aiming for some like perfect, flat-lined, blissed out state. That's silly. We're aiming to build a system that can bend and move and adapt without breaking, without getting stuck. All right. It can go into that sympathetic, that activated state, or even a dorsal state, that shut down, really protective part of the parasympathetic nervous system when it's needed, right? It's there for a reason, evolutionarily wise. We have it there in order to protect us. And so sometimes, yeah, it makes sense to do that. But again, we don't want to stay there. We want to feel stuck there, right? We want to be able to recover and come back to a more homeostatic space. So you can feel those big emotions, anger, grief, joy, maybe even excitement, without like shutting down or losing your connection to the body. I feel like personally, the way I can word this is, instead of feeling possessed by my nervous system state, I can be present with it, right? Because when I'm not aware of it, like it possesses me. It runs all of my thoughts, all of my actions, all the ways I perceive the world. That's a possessed state, right? So regulation is about range, okay? It means you can feel sad and also still stay grounded. You can feel really pissed off and still stay in your body, still be like anger's not bad, and let it show up, but don't let it take control of you. Don't disconnect from the experience of where you are in that moment because you have a strong emotion coming up. And you can even feel the urge to shut down. But through all of those, then you can feel them and actively choose a different response because you have the internal space to notice what's happening. Okay, so let me give you an example. If your system's dysregulated and you get overwhelmed, you might shut down, check out, or you snap at somebody, spiral into anxiety, or numb out for hours. But if your system's regulated, you can still feel that overwhelm. You can feel it rising up, like in your physical body, but now you have options. Like you might pause and you might take a few breaths. I'm going to teach you a ton of very simple, out of the pocket breathing techniques that you can use anywhere, anytime. You might take a walk. You might feel the pressure of your seat in your seat, right? And you might notice, wow, I'm really activated right now. And you make a choice from a place of awareness instead of reactivity, okay? I like to tell the story of as I was doing this work several years ago. I've been with my husband for a very long time, over 20 years. So if there are two people on the planet that could push each other's buttons if we want to, we can, right? Anyways, there was a situation where I was sitting down on our couch, and I don't remember what the conversation was, but was saying things that were triggering me. And I can't say he was doing it on purpose. We don't have a relationship like that. I'm just saying, if you know, you know, right? You don't even have to try to. But sometimes those really intimate relationships, kids or parents also can be in exchange with this scenario here. But they'll just say things that can go whoop, right in and just trigger the hell out of you. And I remember the conversation for some reason was doing that. And I remember very distinctly feeling like my body, like the sympathetic stuff start rising up, and I could feel it in my body, and I noticed it. So he kept talking. He was kind of around the corner in the other room. He kept talking, and I was like, whoa, it's happening. And I used some of the tools that I'll teach you. I like felt my seat in my seat. I felt my hips against the couch, and I like took a breath like that, and I was like, I could feel my whole body being activated. He was still talking. I probably wasn't listening at that point. And I was like, oh, I just got super activated. And you guys, I remember this story because it was such a turning point, such an eye-opening experience. Because how often when somebody's pissing you off, do you like notice what's happening in your body? Normally, right, it is the rebuttal and what I'm going to say next, or how they're hurting me, or whatever the thoughts are, right? Those thoughts are just being fed by the sympathetic activation. So in order to come into that moment and notice the sympathetic state first, pauses the bickering or fight that could have ensued from that situation had I not noticed what was happening within my system, right? That's regulation. I noticed, I built a capacity to have a choice, right? Because regulation's not the absence of stress. Hilarious. Try to build a life with no stress. I'll wait here, and then I will die of old age because it's not possible. Regulation is the presence of choice. It's the ability to stay present with what's happening inside of you without getting hijacked by it. Yeah. It's not a bad idea, right? It's not a bad idea. So if you've been chasing calm, like trying to meditate your way to stillness, or wondering why you get triggered or reactive, I just want to offer you this. You're not doing it wrong, right? Your goal isn't to eliminate activation. It's to expand your capacity to actually be with it. Because the more capacity you have, the more life you can hold. The more sensation, the more emotion, the more complexity, the more joy, the more you, the more you get to be there. One more thing. In the pathway to regulation isn't always calm either, okay? Sometimes it can look or feel like trembling or crying. Crying is actually a tool that your sympathetic nervous system uses to release some of its energy to try to calm it down. So if you have tears, I'm a big crier. If you have tears, let them be welcome. Please, 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 please don't ever hold back your tears. Please. I'm going to do a whole video on that. That's not even in my plans. I think I'm going to do a whole video on why you should cry. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. It can look like yawning. Yawning is a way your body's trying to calm itself down. It can look like your body wants to shake, which can feel weird and disjointing, but let it happen. It can look like laughing. Like laughing is definitely a release as well. It's just about letting whatever it is move through you, that it might have been stuck for a really long time. And don't mistake stillness for regulation. On the other end, don't mistake messiness for being like broken. Oh, I hate that term, broken. Nobody's broken, dude. Healing is a non-linear path, meaning it's not step by step by step. There's parts of the work that you do in reconnecting to your body and to yourself that will look unlike anything you could possibly expect. But that's what healing looks like, and that's what capacity and regulation actually is, okay? It's the ability to experience all of it and be present with all of it and be conscious and have some agency, have choices within it, okay? Next video, we're going into more science. We're going into the vagus nerve, and that plays a huge role in all of these nervous system states. And it's one of the most important pathways your body will use to regulate and to recover. So let's get into it.